Okay, final video on partial fractions, and that's what to do when you've got an improper algebraic fraction, i.e. one where the power of the x term on the top is greater than the power of the x term on the bottom. So in this case you can see we've got a cubic divided by a quadratic. So if we think about what we'd get if we had, let's say, some cubic divided by a quadratic, we can see that it's going to be of the form x plus 1. Okay, so when you do x cubed divided by x squared, you're going to get some x terms. It won't be a fraction anymore. Similarly, when you do x squared divided by x squared, you just get a constant. So that means that our partial fraction will need to reflect the fact that we're not just going to get fractions anymore. We now know that we're still going to get something like, I'm just going to call this c for now, x minus 2, so some number of x minus 2 denominators plus some number of x plus 1 denominators from just the partial fractions. However, I'm also going to get x cubed divided by x squared, some number of x terms. Similarly, I'm going to get some number of constants when I do my x squareds divided by my x squared. So this will be the form of our answer. The first thing you need to consider if you've got a top-heavy fraction, if you will, is what should my answer look like? If you're going to get a x term or x squared term, you'll also get a constant, and then your partial fractions. Okay. Now we just proceed with exactly the same technique as we did before. Multiply through by the denominator. 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9 is going to be exactly the same as ax, x minus 2, x plus 1, plus b lots of x minus 2, x plus 1, plus c lots of x plus 1, now I'm getting the factors to cancel, plus d lots of x minus 2. Same as before, let x equal 2 is probably the nicest way to start. So that's going to give me on the left hand side 16 minus 16 plus 9 is 9. And on the right hand side I get 0 because of the factor of x minus 2, 0, 0. I just get 3 lots of c. c is 3. Again, always that check, get nice numbers, you can probably trust it. If you get a horrible fraction, just go back and check you haven't made an arithmetic error. Next value to choose is x equals minus 1. So that's going to give me minus 2, minus 4, plus 9, 3. On the right hand side I get 0, 0, 0, minus 3, lots of d, d is minus 1. I can trust that. Okay, similar to what we did before, we now notice that I can't choose any really nice values of x that eliminate most of my terms. I need to either equate coefficients or set x to equal something. In this case, equating coefficients is actually a really nice way to go, because when I look at this, that's going to give me something linear, linear, quadratic, and then a cubic. So there's only one way to get an x cubed from this, and that's from the a term. So expanding that would give me a x cubed. So let me just write down what I'm doing. Equate x cubes. 2 on the left hand side must equal a on the right hand side. I've got my a term as easy as that. There's only one way to get the x cubed. And you'll find that whenever it's of this form, your most powerful term, there's only one way to get the coefficient. So you get your a almost for free. Now I need to find b. I could let x equal 0 and work through that. We'll do that one just to start off with, because I know a, c and d now. So that would give me on the left hand side 9. Minus 2 times a is minus 4. Minus 2 b's, oops, not minus 4, I forgot my 0. So I've got no a's. Minus 2b 1 lot of C, and I know that C is 3, minus 2 lots of D, and I know that D is minus 1. Careful with your signs. Okay, so I can take away 5 from there. 4 is equal to minus 2b. B is equal to minus 2. So I can still choose another nice value of x, plug it in, knowing the values of A, C and D. Or alternatively, I could equate the coefficients of x squared. I've already used x cubed, so let's just use x squared. We should get the same answer. Checking that, I know that I need to get minus 4 from the left-hand side. I can get some x squareds from this. If I expand that quickly in my head, I can see I'm going to get a minus x term, which times by the x out here will give me minus a lots of x. A is 2. And then I can also get an x squared term by just expanding this. That's just going to give me b lots of x squared. And again, I see b is equal to minus 2. So almost always equate coefficients to find your a, your most powerful term in your answer. And then to find the b, if it's there, you can either set x to 0 or equate coefficients of the next most powerful term. They're both about the same length and similar difficulty. Okay, always check your answers, especially if you get a weird fraction. As soon as you see that, check it. You've probably made an arithmetic mistake, but it could be correct. We're all done on partial fractions.